want to talk briefly about how ENFJs and ENFPs are natural creative partners. So I have found that having NFPs around, especially ENFPs, really helps me be more creative, and we really sort of need each other. What normally happens is that ENFJs have these grand visions that they want to implement, but they don't quite know how to get started, and we get really hung up on things like what should the name of it be, or how do I hook them, because we don't want to do, ENFJs don't want to put out any sort of content unless we know that it's going to be so great and actually be able to connect to people. And so what happens is that ENFJs can ask their ENFP confidant, what do you think of this idea? And it seems like the ENFP is able to build and build with all these different ideas, and then the ENFJ is able to pick which one is the best. And because that's what NI is better at, is picking the best idea out of an array of possibilities, which sometimes whenever we have such a strong vision, it's really hard to expand upon that vision, because we're kind of tunnel vision in a way. And so it's really helpful because ENFPs don't quite know which of their ideas is the one worth fighting for, because they have so many that they need the ENFJ for sort of a sense of structure, and also a sense of someone being hey, that's the best idea, I believe in you, you should go after that one. Because it's very overwhelming when you have all these ideas and you're not quite sure which one's going to connect with people the best. ENFJs have this skill where we know how people are going to react to the idea, and we sort of can gauge how much of a need there is in the world for it, while ENFPs can kind of be blinded by which ideas they like the best, and not necessarily which ideas the world wants or needs or will create impact. And so when the two come together, it's really remarkable the sort of things that can happen. The ENFJ gets out of their shell and is their vision is still strong, but a little bit less rigid's the wrong word, because rigid reminds me of SJs, and I would say that NJs are kind of stubborn. I get really stuck on what I want to do and what I want it to look like. And when ENFPs are able to give me their opinion, then it sort of makes me realize okay, not everyone is going to see this the same way as I do. Maybe I need to be a little bit, fluctuate a little bit. And if it seems like I'm being really vague, it's because I am, because this could be in journalism, in music, in business. These sort of partnerships can help in so many different industries. It's not just one sort of creative pursuit. It could be in marketing, it could be in writing a novel. Either way, it's going to be either an ENFJ doesn't know what idea to either an ENFP doesn't know what idea to implement, and they need help and direction, and they need accountability, and they need someone making sure that they're on the right track, and wanting to know what sort of impact it'll make and how to do it. It seems ENFPs, they really enjoy having a cheerleader around, saying yes, that's so good, I love it, you're the best. It really their FI loves to hear that, and it makes them want to do it, because ENFPs, I think, are so creative that a lot of them, they don't want to do all the work for nothing. They're afraid of making something and then people not liking it. And so when they have an ENFJ around constantly affirming them, it really makes them put out something great. ENFJ really wants to make sure that they're constantly inspired to do something, because it can get kind of boring whenever I'm just doing the daily tasks, because ENFJs, whenever they want to implement a vision, pretty good at implementing it, but we need to constantly be, we need someone to sort of keep us accountable, so that I'm not always, so that I'm able to adapt whenever things come my way, whenever things change. That's like stressful for me, and because, yeah, I guess I need people affirming me too, but I don't necessarily personally think that I need someone to constantly tell me that I had a good idea, because I wouldn't care about it unless I thought it was a good idea. I mostly want someone to help sort of add some sparkle to my ideas. Like, I personally have trouble coming up with puns, and it seems that NE users are really good at that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a pun, just something sort of quirky or fun, like a fun spin on the idea I already had. It just takes it to the next level. So, yes, I love you, ENFPs. Keep being you.